Lodging Association.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. Hoop, there it is.
Plan tees up a three. Good from the left angle. High lob to Connon above the foul line. Alley-oop dunk on a give the house. Over to Flan, wing left for three. Good. Boogie needed that.
Your weekly look at Gator basketball and the biggest stories from around the college hardwood.
Pull up for three. Good from the top. Lob shot, top of the arc. Down the lane. Lob for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Foot race to the other end. Lead to the rack. Two-hand dunk for Xavier Lee.
Hoop There It Is presented by Titan MRI and Imaging, your independent premier MRI facility in Gainesville and Lake City. By Silverback Concrete, you stand on it, we stand by it. And by Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law firm of the Florida Gators.
This place is going nuts.
And brought to you in part by Quality Plumbing, International Diamond Center, Castaway Hot Sauce, Coke Zero, Crystal Air and Water, the UF Bookstore, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Chick-fil-A Archer Road, Campus USA Credit Union, and by Miapa Latin Cafe.
Alongside ESPN college basketball analyst Mark Wise, here's Steve Russell.
Ingram has to get it across half court. Shot clock's dark and he can dribble it out. 15 seconds remaining. 111-77. Chop this one up for the Gators. Florida is the champion of the SEC. For the first time since 2014, Florida wins the SEC championship and does it in dramatic fashion.
Just think about that. It's been since 2014 that Florida won an SEC title, but they got one now. Welcome into this edition of Hoop There It Is, alongside ESPN's Mark Wise. I'm Steve Russell. Thank you for tuning in to talk a little hoops with us today as Caroline produces the program here. Mark, what a thumping of Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, if the game had been another 20 minutes, they may have won by 50. So it was dominating. It was, I'm reading some things over the weekend, and Arkansas fans are, disappointed that they didn't match up better with Florida, but who does? So from that standpoint, I said this on this show last week that I thought this matchup featured the player of the year in Darius Acuff against the team of the year in Florida. So Florida's inside, again, continues to dominate. I thought Billis put it a good way, and other people have done it the same way, that last year's team was backcourt driven with contributions from the front court, and this year it's front court driven with contributions from the backcourt. So Florida, all I know is they've won 9 in a row, something like that, and they've won the three-point battle 6 games in a row. And I didn't earlier in the season, I think they were losing the three-point battle 6 games in a row, or 5 out of 6. And I made the comment, I say, you just can't win in March losing the three-point battle consistently.
Yep.
I mean, I kind of rest my case.
Point taken. Yeah. Don't forget, if you have any Facebook Live questions, they're brought to you by the UF Bookstore. U2 questions, Caroline gets them to us, brought to you by Ruse Ogra State Farm. Our phone line, you can call us and talk to Mark. Campus USA phone line, 392-8255. But now, our Gator game recap, brought to you by Holiday Inn University Center. Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center, steps from the swamp, the closest hotel to UF. Whether it's game day, graduation, or just a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary. At Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center, you can visit them online for details and booking. Recap.
Well, I want to say this. Certainly the game Saturday night was outstanding from a Florida perspective. But I thought the more impressive win of the week was probably midweek at Texas, because Texas is offensively driven. They've got a big guy, a legit big guy in Vocatitis. And at halftime, it's a 1-point game or whatever it was. And then Florida kind of, they grinded out a tough road win in the SEC. So from that standpoint, the game's Saturday night against Arkansas, for the most part, was over with 5 minutes to go in the first half. That was not the case at Texas. No. So in some ways, and I keep coming back to this, when I scout a team, when I am preparing for a game, I want to know how many different ways can your team beat the other team and vice versa. And Florida has evolved to this point where they can beat teams in a lot of different ways, and the way that they won midweek on the road was completely different than the way they won at home.
Given that, Mark, given the fact that Florida, your word, is getting better contributions from the backcourt, the front court has been steady Eddie. That's been the driving force all year. Look around the country here as we're getting set to get to the postseason. How many teams?
Yeah.
Right? Match up.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because the best teams in the country, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the best teams in the country all have big-time front courts. I mean, when you're talking about Duke, Michigan, Arizona, Florida, they all have big-time front courts that we normally don't see in the college game. I think some of this is portal-driven. In the freshman class play a role in all this, not for Florida, but other teams in terms of Duke and Boozer and so on and so forth. I'm going to say this until we quit doing this show in 20 years, I hope. Every season is a journey, and you just cannot overreact to what goes on in November and December. And you have to follow. And some teams, the journey goes the other direction. Like right now, Auburn is in a free fall. And I think most people kind of have them last 4 in, first 4 out. And so from that standpoint, but again, I come back to this. You just can't judge a team on how it does in a 1-game, 2-game, month-long. You have to kind of let it evolve. And this Florida team, if I had to vote today, my vote would be Todd Golden, Coach of the Year. I don't think there's any question about it. I think all 3 of those front court players will be first-team All-SEC. And yet when the backcourt, again, I just keep coming back to they have gotten better, it seems like month to month.
Okay, let's get a Campus USA phone call here. Gator Man, hello.
What's going on? How you guys doing today?
Hey.
Good.
Well, all right, then. We got Mark. Who is it we got in the house? Mark Wise?
He's here.
Hey, Gator Man.
Well, I got a top 10 for Mark Wise.
Run it.
I got the top 10 things I took from the Arkansas game Saturday. Number 10, you just mentioned it. Todd Golden should be mentioned for Coach of the Year discussion. Number 9, the A-Cup get 40 points, not in the Reptilian Pavilion. Number 8, Cavalier is the man off the bench. Number 7, if you ever hit 6 to 8 threes in any game, they beat anybody. Number 6, you ever making good teams look bad. Number 5, team very unselfish. Number 4, what can Brown do for you? He's coming off the bench. He's starting to step it up. Number 3, Calipari, and he's in the alligator pit. Don't come over here with that nonsense. Number 3, John Summerall. I hope the fire is rubbing off on him. And number 2, Golden brings the passion and the fire. And number 1, if you want to play the Gators, you better put on your running shoes and your big boy pants because the Gators are like the Pilgrims, baby. They coming. You guys have a good day.
All right, Gator Man, thank you.
I want to mention number 6. Florida is making good teams look bad. That is a great line by Gator Man. There's nothing wrong with Arkansas. Arkansas is more than capable of playing in the second week of the NCAA tournament. And everybody wants to I heard the overrated chants and whatnot, and everybody would go, Acuff didn't play very well in the game. I mean, he had 19 points and 6 rebounds. He's trying to do something. I didn't know this until I watched the game Saturday night. He's trying to lead the league in scoring and assists. And the last person to do that was a guy by the name of Pete Maravich. So he's trying to do something that hasn't been done in a very long time. He's legit.
Okay. An email here from Mark. Excluding teams Florida's already played, and just for fun, let's also exclude Michigan. Is there a team or teams us Gator fans should be concerned about possibly facing? Is there a style of play that would be a bad matchup?
First of all, I think you need to be concerned about every team that you play in the NCAA tournament. Otherwise, you may not
have another opportunity.
Yeah. So that's always a concern. That's my coach's hat. Just the bells go off in my head when I hear that kind of question. Of course, there are teams. I mean, Florida can lose. Again, I'm going to say it this way. The difference between 6th in the country and 26th is one possession. So, and if you don't believe that, go back and look at the Texas Tech game last year in the NCAA tournament or the Houston game. So you just have to play well at the right time. You've got to be healthy. And Florida is doing, here, one other thing I want to talk about. I don't think unless you, and I thought Arkansas got caught in this the other night. I don't think you realize how fast Florida's bigs play until you see it live. You know, there's like TV speed and real speed. And the way that Haupt, Condon, and Chinyalu, even Hanlogden, the way they can get up and down the floor, I think it overwhelms you. And I want to say this, too. I've said this a couple of weeks ago. When the other team scores and somebody for Florida jumps out real quick, throws it to the guard, and Fland has it in front court in 3 seconds, immediately defenses are immediately on your heels. And then Florida gets into their action. They've got good ball movement, good body movement. The ball doesn't stick, unselfish play. And if they do miss, they go get it. So there's a lot going on there, more than just, hey, let's roll the ball out and play.
Mike says, don't know if Mark watched the game or highlights, but he says in over 70 years of watching Gator basketball, might be the best game I've ever seen a team play offense and defense, considering it was a good ranked team that had won 5 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the historian. There was a game where just listening to that, the thing that popped into my head was Florida beat Kentucky at home by 20 when not Shinsis, but the team that went to the Final Four, Cross, Brown, DeMee Hook, team, and the big guy. DeClerc had 20 rebounds in the game. I think that was a game that kind of comes to mind as well.
Okay, let's go to our Campus USA phone line.
And thank you for the assist.
Certainly. Gordy, hello. I'm a point guard. Yeah. Gordy, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I got a question for the professor.
Okay.
If you're the opposing coach, what do you do then to try to beat Florida? And I'll take my answer off the air.
All right, Gordy, thank you for your call.
Yeah, it's a good question. You better, first of all, have somewhat similar talent. Otherwise, you have no chance. You simply cannot turn the ball over. And then the second thing is you have to win the three-point line, blah. And then lastly, and I know the guys on Game Day said this, and everybody's going to say this, you must rebound with Florida. And if you have to give up something, I would make sure that all 5 go to the defensive glass. Yeah, the guards involved. I would challenge the guards that you each have to have 4 rebounds in the game. Something like that to try and negate the second chance points, the rebound 3-point shots that are so popular. If you can, but again, how many teams can do that?
Right.
So
that's easier said than done.
The way they're playing right now. So like Alabama and everybody's going to go, well, Florida waxed them. I get that. And they don't match up size-wise inside. How could they beat Florida? By making 23s. Now, I think in the game they had 12, 13 threes when they played Florida and got waxed. So that's not a guarantee. But not every team can make 23s. Alabama can.
Let's do Quality Play of the Week, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. Quality Play of the Week.
Well, we're going to go out west to the Big West on the weekend. Excuse me. UC Irvine, Cal State Northridge. The game's at Northridge. Both teams 18-10, 11-5 in the Big West. So a big game for a lot of – the winner stays tied in the league. The loser drops down. 1.3 to go, tie game. UC Irvine has the ball out underneath their own basket. Okay, so what are you thinking? You're thinking either a lob at the basket or somebody curling to the corner, same side corner for some sort of shot. And what they did on the play was they ran a guy right in front of the ball from the block to like he was going to set an up screen on the opposite elbow, and then he flashed back real quick. And Northridge did not react quick enough, and I apologize. Darren Saran scores at the buzzer, and Irvine wins, and they're tied at first place in the league. It's a neat out underplay.
Coach of the Week, brought to you by International Diamond Center. Don't settle for a knockoff diamond when you can get the best diamonds at the best prices for quality, selection, and value. International Diamond Center is the official jeweler of the Florida Gators.
You know, it's interesting because that Big 12, we keep talking about how good it is at the top. It's very similar to the way the SEC was last year. But Texas Tech lost J.T. Toppin to a season-ending injury, and they go to Iowa State and win. Short-handed. Now, maybe the ball moves a little bit quicker, but a guy by the name of J.T. Toppin is going to be a first-team All-American, and you go to one of the hardest places to play in the country in Hilton Coliseum. Grant McCaslin, the head coach at Texas Tech, not only did they go in there and win, they won by double figures. They were up 20 in the second half. That's a big-time performance.
That is a big-time performance. All right, I got a lot of emails to get to from Mark, so just be patient. I will get to them. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More Hoop There It Is to come as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Abe Marrero. Florida baseball moves to 9th in the D1 rankings after the series sweep against the Miami Hurricanes Saturday. The Gators reclaimed the all-time series advantage over Miami 138 to 136-1. Florida is 11-1 on their season heading into their matchup against FAU. Florida Gators basketball won the SEC championship for the 8th time Saturday. The Gators slaughtered the Arkansas Razorbacks 111-77. This is the most amount of points Florida has scored in a game this season. Gators forward Alex Condon told Sean Kelly in the Gators postgame show from Learfield that he is happy they got the win.
I wouldn't say pressure, but everyone knew about it. You know, everyone had a certain expectation for it tonight. So I'm just glad we got it done. I get to celebrate with all these blokes, and it's a great time.
Florida will host Mississippi State Tuesday. You can tune in on 103.7 The Gator.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Daniel Werfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Monday, March 30th. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
It's no fun being injured. The last thing you want to deal with is long wait times or high costs. Well, guess what? You don't have to thanks to Titan MRI and Imaging. The experience at Titan MRI and Imaging is much more personal than a sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. And they accept insurance. So if you need a scan, save time and money and call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's tip-off time, Alachua County. The gym is alive, the crowd is loud, and basketball season is heating up. From fast breaks to buzzer beaters, basketball brings the passion, teamwork, and pride that unite our community. Whether you're on the court or cheering from the stands, Coke Florida, your local Coca-Cola bottler, is proud to support the moments that bring Alachua County together. Brought to you by Coke Florida, refreshing Florida fans. Here's to a winning season on and off the court. Let's go!
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
The NCAA tournament is coming to WRUF this March.
Silverback Concrete is a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists built from concrete and steel, precision and grit. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back.
Welcome back to Hoop. There it is. We got lots of emails for Mark to talk about today. If you have Facebook Live questions, Caroline gets them to us courtesy of the UF Bookstore. YouTube questions courtesy of Ruse Ogre State Farm. And, of course, on the phone line, Campus USA phone line, 392-8255. I take these in the order I get them. Greg, we all see the good for UF basketball. Where can they improve?
Silly turnovers. Every once in a while they get into a gaggle of silly turnovers. Like the other day it was Klabchar. He had just a couple of mind-boggling turnovers I haven't seen him do in forever. And then the consistent three-point shooting. But as I've said already, they've won the three-point differential 6 straight games. And it's not a big deal. Again, a couple of those games, they've won them by 3 points or 6 points. That's no big deal. But when you were losing it by -9, -12, that is a big deal, and they've corrected that.
Todd, early in the season, we were shooting about 30% from 3, attempting 30 a game. Last 6 or 8 games, only attempting 20 or 25, getting more paint points, decreasing 10 to 15 threes a game seems to help the scoring and the field goal percentage. Would 8 to 12 threes be sufficient enough to help for the front court to put pressure on defenses and make a deep run?
No, that's not enough. You've got to shoot at least 20 in order to make 8. And that's, what is that? That's 40%. So that's really good. So in order to make the 8, you got to shoot 20 at least.
Victor, beginning of the season, my worries were the guards' offensive inefficiencies, not only the scoring, but the fact that opposing guards were cheating and getting in the paint defensively and crowding to no respect for our guards.
Right.
With that apparently gone, the bigs can go to work now with extra room. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes. And not only that, but, and I've said this, you remember when everybody wanted Klabchar to start the game, and I've always said it's always good as a coach when you can look down the bench and go, hey, go get me 12, okay? When Klabchar comes into the game, watch what goes on with the other team. Hey, you've got – so he's part of the scouting report. I mean, everybody knows, and he's shooting lights out.
Yeah, he is.
I love a guy off the bench averaging double figures.
Daryl, I've seen we're projected 2 seed. Does it really matter if it's 1 or 2?
It does, depending on who the number 1 is. I think this is going to be an interesting case. I've said on this show, I didn't think there was any way for Florida to get a 1 seed. I think I have to take that back because I didn't foresee some things happening that have happened here in the month of February, like Houston losing 3 straight games or Illinois losing 3 out of 5 games or whatever they've done. I think the last number 1 seed is going to come down to UConn and Florida. And that's assuming that they both win out and they both win their tournament. Okay, that's assuming that there's no hiccups along the way. And it's really close. And the thing that UConn has in their back pocket is the head-to-head. Yep. And so everybody's going to say, well, that was played in December. That game counts just like it was played last week.
Yep.
And I get it. There's an eye test now. And UConn has had a lot of close games in a very average Big East season. But they did wax St. John's the other day. So, again, it's going to be really, really close. And if it's down to those 2 for the 4th number 1 or the best number 2, then it doesn't matter.
Patrick says, in order, September, Boogie Wonderland, Shining Star, Fantasy, and Reasons, 5-1.
Okay, you're going to have to help me out.
5 September.
No.
Oh.
Number 1 is Fantasy. Number 2 is Reasons. What are the other?
Shining Star.
Yeah, that's
Boogie
5.
Wonderland.
Boogie Wonderland
September.
3, September 4.
Okay. And he says, my question
but
is...
if you ask me, if you walk by me and you don't even say hello, you just say, do you remember? I know what you're saying. That can be a greeting for me. And I don't know if I've told this story on the show, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
All right.
So I had not seen Earth, Wind, and Fire in 2025. I'm trying to get to a certain status with Delta that I had never gotten to in my life. To make a long story short, I fit in between 2 games that I had in December. I went to Providence, Rhode Island, and saw Earth, Wind, and Fire like on, December 16th, and it was fabulous.
He also says, my question, what can Brown do for you?
Yeah, exactly. Again, when your 8th man goes double figures and has started making threes, that falls into that, how many different ways can you win a game? And so he's part of the 8-man rotation. There's no question.
Monty in Virginia, if you were Todd Golden, what players would you go after to replace what you'll lose at the end of the year, assuming you already know who'll be leaving?
Wow, can we just enjoy this journey first? And in this day and age of the portal, we won't know that until the portal opens. And the portal doesn't open until after the Final Four, I think, this year.
That was my answer.
They've moved that back. They keep moving it back, which it should be moved back. And we don't need, again, I'm going to remind everybody, I think the portal is 2 weeks, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But as long as you go into the portal in those 2 weeks, you can decide whenever.
Right.
It's an entry. It's not an exit.
Correct. Campus USA phone line. Mike, hello.
Hey, guys. Mark, I always enjoy your calls. I might not even care about the team, but if you're calling a game, I pay attention to it because you really are very informative, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And also, the UConn game was basically a home game for UConn. You got to take that into effect, too, at Madison Square.
Yep.
And our guards were not – they were playing poorly. And so, I hope they'll look at that also. And the head-to-head is not – it doesn't count as much, especially how close it was. Mark, I wanted to concentrate on 2 things. When people look and you score 111 points, they want to talk about offense. The 2 things that are so impressive for me, number 1 is our defense.
Yep.
We got 111 points a lot because of our defense. Those guys are so smart and so well scouted. It's amazing. And the second thing I want to comment is their conditioning. The conditioning is off the chart. That these big guys can run like this. There's no team in the country that I've seen is better conditioned. And I'm just so proud of those guys for how hard they had to work to get in this kind of condition. If you can comment on both things, the defense and the conditioning.
I said maybe a month ago on this show that the thing that has impressed me is Florida's growth defensively, especially out on the perimeter. Remember, they're trying to replace 2 elite defenders on the perimeter in Will Richard and Elijah Martin, and they kept getting better and better. The front court is rim protection supreme. You can't do that. You can't run. I agree with Mike unless you're well-conditioned. I'm sure there's other teams in the country that are just as well-conditioned. And then the last thing is the UConn thing. All of that will be taken into consideration. But what if you were a UConn fan? Do you think that win wouldn't matter? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So again, the game speaks how it ended. Yep. And UConn gets that feather.
All right, Mike, thank you for your call. Hottest Team of the Week brought to you by Castaway Sauce Company. Hot sauce made by Gators for Gators from mild to wild. A flavor for every Gator tailgate, available at your local Publix or CastawaySauceCompany.com.
I don't have to go far for this one because it's right here on this campus. And it's not so much that they're beating people. They're beating people up.
Yes.
And that's been impressive. As I talked about, you go to Texas, who's really good offensively. I mean, really good offensively. And you keep them in the 70s and you win by double figures. That's big-time performance. Hottest team in the country right now, in my view, Florida Gators.
I'm with you. Games to watch brought to you by Coke Zero. The new and improved recipe tastes like real Coca-Cola with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Games we got to watch.
Well, Iowa State's going to have to bounce back after losing to Texas Tech. Guess where they go tonight? Arizona. And Arizona has gotten healthy. Koa Pete back in the lineup. Tuesday night, UK is at A&M. That's a big game for A&M, and I'll tell you why, because I have A&M on Saturday. I think they're in. I don't even think they're in the last 4 in. I think they might be in the last 4 byes, so they can afford to lose that game. But, man, they would eliminate any bubble conversation if they could get that win. Wednesday, Texas is at Arkansas, so I think that's a really interesting matchup. That's 2 great offenses going against each other. Yeah. Thursday night, USF at Memphis. This is the worst season that Memphis has had in a long time. I could talk about that a lot, but I'd rather talk about the job that Brian Hogston has done at USF, first-year coach. They're winning the American. They'll go into that tournament as the favorite. The only unbeaten team in the country, Miami of Ohio, is at Ohio on Friday night. Saturday, all kinds of good games. Louisville at Miami, and a lot on the line, obviously, last regular season Saturday. Louisville at Miami, Florida at Kentucky, Carolina at Duke, Auburn at Alabama. Huge, like Auburn midweek plays. I looked at it earlier. I should know this, but I'm going to have to cheat. They play LSU at home. That is a must-win. Must-win. And then also Saturday, the first Champ Week game is on Saturday. The OVC crowns its champion on Saturday, ESPN at noon, and that begins Champ Week.
Yep, bunch of conference they're already starting this weekend. Campus USA Credit Union phone call quickly. Keith, hello.
Hey, guys. Mark, I'd like to get a couple of thoughts from you. I want to piggyback on what you said earlier about Golden Coach of the Year. What a disgrace last year. I don't know what they were preseason last year, maybe 22 or 23. I don't know if that's right or not. Probably close. He doesn't get no one even talks about him for SEC Coach of the Year. No one even talks about him for National Coach of the Year. And same thing this year. I haven't heard a peep about him for SEC Coach of the Year or National Coach of the Year. The other comment, Mark, I'd like you to make a comment on Chinnerloo. Love Chinnerloo, but he plays the least amount of minutes a game. If you look at it, I bet he's averaging 23 to 24. Is it because he just goes so hard? Is that why? I'll take your comments off the air. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot with minutes played for every player, not just Chinnerloo. Okay, so I'm sure as analytically driven as the Florida staff are, I'm sure that's part of their formula, and they want to keep each player within their sweet spot. And I don't know what his minutes are. You might know.
23 the other day.
Yeah. And so they obviously want to keep him in the sweet spot. Now, remember, he didn't play the last 3 or 4 minutes either. So my guess is it's 25 to 27. And then the other thing, the Coach of the Year, this is going to be an age-old question. And the ACC is going to wrestle with the same question I think that the SEC will. Are you going to give it to John Shire for what he's done with Duke as a favorite? Or are you going to give it to Jai Lucas for what he's done at Miami? I think the same thing is true in the SEC. I think it's a two-man race. I think it'll either be Todd Golden or Bucky McMillan at Texas A&M.
And think of this.
And typically most people choose the underdog instead of the...
How many times in Billy Donovan's tenure?
Right.
Was he?
Yeah.
And
I think if you ask Todd Golden, and I understand the sentiment about the recognition and the respect. First of all, he has the respect. It's recognition. But if he'd rather hoist that or cut down that net like he did Saturday night or get Coach of the Year, I think that's a pretty easy conversation.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. More Hoop There It Is to come as you listen on WRUF.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
March is here. It's time to go big with a new 4K TV or projector from Electronics World, so you can catch every slam dunk, three-pointer, and buzzer beater. Electronics World has the best names in the business: LG, Samsung, and Sony, with Ultra HD TVs up to 100 inches. Or let the pros at EW design a system with a 4K projector and custom installed screen. Add a surround sound system so you can feel like you're at mid-court. Visit Electronics World in Gainesville today or online at electronicsworld.net.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF Bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida Bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida Bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Werfel, or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends experience on Monday, March 30th at the Alachua County at Celebration Point. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and a football signed by the Gator Legends. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
Why did the Chick-fil-A cross Archer Road? So you don't have to. Chick-fil-A now has the pleasure to serve you from both sides of Archer Road. Both locations include drive-through and carry-out options, or dine in at the Chick-fil-A on the north side of Archer Road. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we're open at 6 a.m. with drive-through open until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A also caters. We'll bring our original chicken sandwich, delicious dipping sauces, and famous Chick-fil-A lemonade to you. Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork.
Any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
March Madness is coming to WRUF.
At Titan MRI and Imaging, you'll visit the only locally owned and operated MRI imaging center in town. Start feeling better today. It's your choice. TitanMRI.com.
Welcome back to Hoop. There it is. Tampa Mike says, I've been the lone guy all year claiming how special this team is. I thought they'd go 15-3 in conference. I thought this team may not achieve as much as last year. I think this team is better. The further this evolves, folks are opening up to it. Comparable to the 04s. I want to go through the whole, I don't have time. The team's beating folks like the 04s. Last year's team won lots of close games. This team can beat you in more ways. You think this team can beat you in more ways than last year's team?
Close.
Okay.
But the difference is they don't have a Clayton. That's the difference.
Yes.
I mean, a guy that can take over a game offensively. Now, the front court can,
yes.
And maybe Tommy Houck can, because he certainly – Florida would not have survived the Texas Tech game without Tommy Houck's three-point shooting. But here's the thing that I would tell people. They could be better than last year's team and not win the NCAA tournament or not go to the Final Four.
Right.
That's the caveat.
Larry, what was up with the skirmish between Golden and Calipari? He says, I think Todd could take him.
Here's what I'll say about that. I mean, I think both coaches admitted afterwards, heat of the moment kind of thing. But I thought Cal did a really smart thing. And Cal is good at this. He said he outcoached me. And you know what? That diffused that. Have you heard anything more about that? It completely diffused. I thought it was a smart thing to do.
Yep. James, you asked the same question, so Mark just answered it. We've got some YouTube questions here, courtesy of Ruzover State Farm. Mortal Jim, is this team actually deeper than last year? Are we getting more from the bench this year compared to last year?
I have to think about that because the fourth guard last year was Aberdeen, and Hanlogden came in at the end of the year. Are they deeper? I don't know that they're deeper. I think they're as deep. How about that?
Neo, why didn't Golden put Ollie in more at the end? They were up 30-plus, all the players, too, one of them.
There's a certain order of getting players in, and no matter how much the Rowdy Reptiles want Ollie to get in, that's a Todd Golden decision.
J.P. Moore, I think Isaiah Brown's going to be a star next year. To you?
I will say this, yes, but there's a thing called the portal, and you just never know. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know anything. If he's back, I think he's got 15 a night written all over him. But in this day and age, I mean, you got to re-recruit them.
Yep.
And that's no different. John Shire.
Right.
Todd Golden.
Yep. Baller of the Week, brought to you by Crystal Air and Water. Family-owned and operated Crystal Air and Water services air conditioners, furnaces, boilers, and more for Gainesville, Alachua, nearby areas. We're not comfortable till you are.
Purdue's outstanding senior point guard, Braden Smith, just recorded his 1,000th assist in a career. There have only been 5 players in history to get over 1,000 assists. The leader of the pack is Bobby Hurley, and I think I read where he needs 78 more to pass Hurley, and it'll be close depending on how many games Purdue plays in the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament. He's got a shot. It'll be close, but my goodness, what an accomplishment. So I'm going to give him Baller of the Week.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Top 4 teams brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A on both sides of Archer Road. Enjoy juicy chicken, waffle fries, and more. Eat more chicken at Chick-fil-A.
It's Duke, Michigan, and Arizona. No big deal. That's the same 3 we've had for a while now, maybe in a different order. I'm putting Florida number 4 because I can go by the eye test. The committee cannot just go by the eye test. But if you're telling me right now which team would I rather have, UConn or Florida, I'm taking Florida.
Okay. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Final segment coming up of Hoop There It Is. Stay with us as you listen on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Tori Kitchens. Gator men's basketball owns the SEC regular season title for the first time since 2014. Florida crushed Arkansas by 34 points on Saturday to secure at least a share of the title. Center forward Alex Condon emphasized the importance of this achievement to Sean Kelly in the Gators postgame show from Learfield.
You know, it means a lot. This is the first one that we haven't won yet, so it's very exciting. I'm glad to do it with all my brothers here, and we got another stuff to do. You know, we got 2 more to win.
Florida has the opportunity to outright clinch the title at home against Mississippi State tomorrow night. Live coverage begins on 103.7 The Gator at 7:30. Florida baseball claimed the all-time series at Miami this weekend with 2 wins. Sunday's game was canceled due to rain, allowing for a Gator sweep. Florida, now 9th in the D1 baseball rankings, returns home to play FAU tomorrow night with live coverage beginning on WRUF at 5:55.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
It's no fun being injured. The last thing you want to deal with is long wait times or high costs. Well, guess what? You don't have to, thanks to Titan MRI and Imaging. The experience at Titan MRI and Imaging is much more personal than a sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. And they accept insurance. So if you need a scan, save time and money and call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at titanmri.com.
It's a new year, kind of a new season, and Coach Steve Spurrier knows the importance of teamwork.
Any head coach that is successful, he's got to have a good staff. So team is very important, just like it is at Campus USA, and I'm proud to be part of that group.
Listen to the head ball coach and make the right play. Start your new year in a better financial place. Campus USA Credit Union. Check out campuscu.com. campuscu.com.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
March is here. It's time to go big with a new 4K TV or projector from Electronics World, so you can catch every slam dunk, three-pointer, and buzzer beater. Electronics World has the best names in the business: LG, Samsung, and Sony, with Ultra HD TVs up to 100 inches. Or let the pros at EW design a system with a 4K projector and custom-installed screen. Add a surround sound system so you can feel like you're at mid-court. Visit Electronics World in Gainesville today or online at electronicsworld.net.
Think your season's over? Let's turn your off season back on. Hoops is heating up on Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal way to bet the NBA. So you can bet on teams, star players, and more. With games practically every day, there's always something to parlay. Roll with Hard Rock Bet all NBA season. New users get paid double winnings on your first 10 bets.
Max bet of $50 per bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The NCAA tournament is coming to WRUF this March.
Meldon Law, with 55 years of experience, the only accident and injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Meldon Law won't back down.
Just a reminder that for the first time ever, 3 Heisman's, 2 events, 1 legendary day. For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, Tim Tebow, all here for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Monday, March 30th. You can enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at fllegends.com. Gators' next opponents, brought to you by Miapa Latin Cafe. When the opposing team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half, everybody in the O-Dome wins a free empanada. The great Miapa Miss.
Well, coming up for Florida tomorrow night, Mississippi State. Mississippi State 5-11 in the league. Josh Hubbard, he's worth the price of admission alone. It's been a struggling year, especially the back half of the SEC season for the Bulldogs. It's a resume protector for Florida. It's a just because game. Just because you've won 9 in a row doesn't mean that you can just show up against any SEC opponent. But that Florida should take care of business, and that sets up the rematch with Kentucky. And here's the thing that I've said about Kentucky. Kentucky's at 10-6. I think they're in that log jam for the 4th, 5th, 6th spots in terms of SEC seeding. That's exactly kind of where they are in all the statistical categories in the league. So, I mean, they are kind of who they are. They have a high end. They also have a pretty low basement at times. You got to stop Otega Oweh. Colin Chandler has had a sensational back half of the season. The back 9, he's 3 or 4 under by himself. And their front court kind of comes and goes at times. Aberdeen is the point guard. They've solved that problem when Lowe got hurt. So there's a lot of interesting storylines. It'll be senior night in Rupp, so that means my old Kentucky home will be sang. A lot of tears will be shed, so it'll be a big time game.
All right, in our last couple of minutes here, there is still one team without a loss.
Yeah. They are going to be such an interesting case for the selection committee, because the selection committee is going to ask these 4 questions of every program. The very first one is, who did you play? Miami's non-conference strength of schedule was 364th. That's out of 368. I mean, they played no one. Who did you beat? Well, they've beaten everybody. Where did you beat them? Well, they've beaten everybody everywhere they played.
Right.
And then the last one that has been the new one in the last 5 years is, how did you play? So we have results-based metrics and predictive metrics, or how did you play? They're okay on all of the results-based metrics, and these are the things I'm talking about. Their KPI, they're 48th. In strength of record, they're 21st. In WOB, and I want to talk about this hopefully next week, the wins above the bubble, they're 32nd. Those are all at-large numbers. But the predictive metrics, how did you play? BPI 86, Kim Palm 87. The T rank, which is another kind of predictive measurement, they're 78. So 70s and 80s are not an at-large. They could do the committee a lot of favors by winning the MAC tournament.
Yes.
They might get in my opinion, if they lose to Akron in the championship game. Anything else, and I think it gets really dicey. Which I don't like. Okay, let me just say that. Which also comes back to my argument about expanding the tournament, but you have to guarantee some spots for outside the Power 5. it won't happen, but it should.
But if they run the table, they're in.
They're in because they're conference.
Oh, that's right. They get automatic. Yeah, okay,
right. They get the automatic. The or what we call the AQ.
Yeah, the automatic.
But WOB is going to be a thing that you're going to hear a lot about over the next couple of weeks with the committee. Wins above the bubble.
We got a minute and a half.
Oh, can I talk about the WOB then?
You can.
Okay, let me do that real quick. So, as I understand it, WOB means they take the number on the net that they consider to be right on the bubble, and that's 45th. I looked this morning, 45th is New Mexico. So they're going to look at New Mexico and apply it, okay, to the schedule. And then you have wins. There's a formula involved. And how many wins could you achieve, have you achieved above the bubble? Like, for instance, I think Florida is ranked 5th or 6th with like 7 wins above the bubble. So that's kind of what that means in a nutshell. I'll go into more detail next week.
Okay. We will again do this next week on Hoop. There it is. As Mark mentioned, Champ Week already going to crank up this weekend.
And I'm at LSU Saturday. If A&M does not beat Kentucky, they better win that game on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. Sports Scene is coming up next. We thank you for tuning in, though, to Hoop. There it is. Really appreciate all the emails and the calls from Mark. Always enjoy doing this with my friend here. And we will do this again next Monday as the season begins to wind down here a little bit. Sports Scene's coming up next. Don't move. We'll talk more sports with you, more hoops, too, as you listen on WRUF.
Stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've